Good morning. Let's get set up here. DJ Wonder Chrissy, Migrant, Mayhem. We got another great show for you today. Today is Friday, March 15th, 2024. Welcome to the show. Got a nice beat going on in the background there. Hope you enjoy the morning mayhem, the Migrant Mayhem. We're going to talk a little bit about Chicago. We got an update. Show you some video from Haiti. Yeah, Haiti's hell. There we go. Let's bring the music down and get ready, moving into the show. Let's get the show ready to go. There you go, the great ending. There you go. Thank you for joining, folks. We have a great show for you today. We'll start the show with a video. It's breaking news, right? Breaking news. Yeah, that's all we have here is breaking news. There you go. Wind breaking news. All right, so let's look at this. This is a great summary of what's going on in Chicago from Fox Business. They interview a former candidate for governor, and he pretty much sums it all up. So let's listen to this. It's a short 3-minute video.
Chicago will begin evicting migrants who stay in the city shelters for 60 days. Joining me now is former Illinois gubernatorial candidate Dan Proft. Dan, where are all the migrants going once they're kicked out of the shelters?
This is interesting, and this is true, guys. Chicago, Let's Go Brandon Johnson and the teachers love the migrants.
Well, I mean, this has been an operation by the seat of Brandon Johnson's pants from the beginning. They had a site that they were going to house migrants that was ruled too environmentally dangerous by the state. They've had opportunities through the Archdiocese of Chicago to use Catholic facilities. They haven't taken the Archdiocese up on that. They had outdoor, then they went indoor, then they've got retail and old commercial space. So here's what I'll tell you, though. They're not going anywhere. And there's one reason why, and it sort of picks up on what you were just talking about with the census. But with Chicago, it's the average daily attendance for Chicago public schools. And the Chicago's Teachers Union is not going to let these migrants and these migrant...
There's 5,000 migrant children in the schools as we speak, maybe even more.
Children go anywhere because the amount of state funding they get is based on their average daily attendance. And with black families fleeing Chicago, as well as many others, and CPS, the Chicago Public School student population, student enrollment declining, this is a godsend for them to prop up their salaries and their benefits and their political power.
I knew there would be a rational explanation, and that's a good one. All right, Dan, there's been an outbreak of measles in one of the city's migrant shelters. 7 cases reported so far. Is there an element of panic in the city?
You know, I think there is some...
You're not going to see people riding the CTA willingly unless they really have to, folks. And you're going to try to get in a car where the people speak English, if you know what I mean.
Pushback. I wouldn't say panic. I mean, I don't know. So many voters in Chicago are dead from the neck up. I don't know if panic is an option. So I think that...
His summary there was dead on, folks. Dead on. You get what you vote for.
There is an element of pushback saying, like, and resource issues, and also, from a humane perspective, too. You would think this, I would think this. I don't want people living in terrible conditions. That's not right, especially when we're spending hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on a weekly basis to house and provide food and so forth. So it's just another intersection of profligacy with other people's money and incompetence.
I work and live close to New York City. I work in New York City, and there's a sense here that it's spiraling down. You're in Chicago. Is there a sense that Chicago...
Good question here. Listen to this answer.
...is spiraling down?
Yeah. I mean, if you talk to anybody who's spent any time in Chicago, they will tell you that's not the city it used to be. It's a city I don't go to anymore if I live in the suburbs. It's a city I don't come down to unless...
But the crime will come to you if you're in the suburbs. He mentions that later on.
I absolutely have to for work if I used to work down there. and it's a city that I'm plotting my exit, a city in a region I'm plotting my exit strategy from. And you know, and obviously a lot of discussion has been about the preventable crime that's occurring at the hands of people in this country illegally, and that's spiraling out into the suburbs now too. So the conversation is extending beyond the corporate boundaries of Chicago into the metropolitan area.
The migrants will find you, folks. You don't even need to find them.
All right, Dan Prof, thanks for joining us this morning, setting the record straight. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon. Dan Prof, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Stuart.
So there you go. There's a little update from Chicago. I also saw a video on what's going on with the food. The food, they're complaining about the food. I guess anybody that gets something free is going to complain about it. But the pictures I saw of the food, it did kind of look disgusting. It looked like Hamburger Helper, kind of going on with a side of ketchup. Literally, there was one dish that had like the side of ketchup. I don't know if that's what the person put there or that's how it comes. Who knows? But they were complaining about the food, and well, you know, we're spending millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's listen to this where they explain how much we've spent since October to February.